Hello, it is I, Esther Joy, and we're going to be talking about Eco Chamber. I hope that you enjoyed this pitch, and let's get right into it. All right, so it all starts with the soil. If you sustain yourself, then you must sustain the soil. And as you know, the world population is increasing, and the high demand for food has really influenced some unsustainable agricultural practices that are draining the soil of the nutrients needed for healthy, nutritious plants. So according to the United Nations website, by 2050, global crop yields are estimated to fall by 10%, with some suffering up to 50% reduction, and this will lead to a sharp increase with the world food prices approximately 30%. And this will really threaten hunger and nutrition around the globe. So let's talk about Eco Chamber. It's verified, simple, and regenerative. Here's the business model, and we'll be looking at each part, so let's dive in. First off, here are some terms that I think you should know. The first one being a natural asset company. Now, it was created last year, 2021, by the New York Stock Exchange and the Intrinsic Exchange Group with the intention to integrate the actual environment and the values found with natural assets in the stock exchange. So it's really a way that we can be more aware of natural assets within the economy. So DAOs are known as decentralized autonomous organizations, and it's pretty much a blockchain smart contract that functions like a collective savings / a fund that all users within the DAO have a say and get to vote on how the funds are spent. A DApp is a decentralized peer-to-peer open source app that can be paired with a DAO. So Eco Chamber itself is a natural asset company, decentralized autonomous organization. That's kind of a mouthful, but it's really there to sustain the soil and plant seeds for fresh food in local communities. Each user receives seeds every time they do a task requested in the DApp, such as volunteering, and they can bank these seeds to buy fresh produce and also, of course, have a more weighted vote, which we'll get to. Seeds themselves is the currency that is used to run DAO, and users can directly purchase or earn these tokens by volunteering, sharing soil data, keyword soil data, delivering seed and produces, and any other tasks required by the DAO. Now, this is a peer-to-peer network, so it would be validated by another member of the DAO, and they would receive the seeds after their task is complete. Voting with seeds is really simple. The group would identify one of the main things that we'd be voting on would be proposing local land to purchase and cultivate for future expansion and food security. The amount of seeds you have weighs more heavily on the vote, so this is great for investors to know. The competitive advantage is because this is a natural asset company. Apparently, the environmental social government really like that, and it opens a lot more investment opportunities. As well as a decentralized autonomous organization structure, it gives everybody a percentage and makes them all feel like they're a part of something bigger. Additionally, the patented soil chamber would be connected to the DApp database and really help with collecting data about soil around the world. Here's a little mock sketch drawing of it and what that would kind of look like and how it's working. Of course, our customer segment is mostly homeowners and landowners in food desert areas that really prioritize eating the right kind of nutrients, as well as want to be more independent with their agricultural practices. Additionally, investors who see the long-term benefits of cultivating land and investing. So the membership accessibility, it would be around the same as a Costco membership. This annual subscription could be discounted for the amount of volunteer hours you put into the DAO. So if you put 12 hours, it would be the equivalent of $10 off your membership. So for a free membership, technically you would volunteer 3 hours per week annually, and you'd receive a free membership. We really prioritize engagement because I think that's the best way to be acquainted with the land that you're working on and to gain these life-saving skills. So revenue streams, in terms of this being more mirroring a nonprofit organization, the subscription would be more so for maintaining the DAO. Seasonal delivery for those who just can't volunteer but want to buy seeds for fresh produce and seeds, as well as the soil data itself, which would be sold once collected enough of. Of course, investors who are buying seeds as well is a big source of revenue. Some of the key resources we would need is a soil collection chamber product, which we kind of glazed over, a DAP and a DAO platform, greenhouses preferably for year-round produce, seeds, farming tools that potentially volunteers could rent for seeds, as well as land and people. Some of the key activities would be growing produce, packaging seeds, shipping products, purchasing undeveloped land, cultivating land to farm on, and identifying more lots within the Utah radius to vote and purchase on. Approximately, the revenue cost would be around $2 million per year. Most of this would be going into the product development and patenting a soil chamber or eco chamber, as well as the app development. Additionally, purchasing a small lot of land and funding the core DAO developers. Here is the financial projections for 5 years. I do not have enough time to go over all of these in details, but I will say that the plan is really to start by pitching to investors, buying seeds, getting the MVP up and running along with the DAO and the DAP, and attracting more investors as we go, developing the soil chamber device as we go, maintaining the DAO and increasing membership, as well as lots and land that is purchased and cultivated. The MVP itself, the initial decentralized app, would collect soil data by instructing a user of simple soil testing techniques, and you would manually input that data for in exchange for seeds. Then you could receive recommendations and identify native plants and produce that would grow in your native area in correlation to the soil data. This would also give users the option for purchasing seeds and soil cultivation, which is where we would then onboard them to a membership. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you enjoyed this presentation. Let me know if you have any questions, and of course, feel free to follow me on LinkedIn.